What's up guys, Gavin here, and today I'm going to be showing you my 2023 cube collection. So in this collection I have a total of 66 cubes, and I'm going to be going through all of them. Starting off with 2x2, I have 4 2x2s. This one here is a Moyu Weipo, I believe, and then I have a YJ-MGC, an X-Man Flare, and then my current main, which is a Volk 2. Alright, now for like regular size 3x3s, I currently have 20 3x3s. So starting off, we have a Rubik's 2.0. This cube, I believe, was my second ever cube, and I got it after this one, which is a Cyclone Boys Feiwu. Pretty bad cube, but it was my first ever speed cube and got me all the way down to, I believe, sub 40. This is a YJ Guanlong, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it was my main for a certain amount of time. This, I believe, is a Chi Sail version 1. I'm not really sure, again, what it is. It's just I've had this cube for so long. This is an original, well, actually, this is a second batch used in Little Magic. For any OG GTS cube stacking fans, you guys know the Oof cube. This was a very good cube that I used right before I got my first magnetic cube, and this cube brought me all the way down to sub 20. This here is something, I don't know what it is. I put it into this color scheme. I thought it was a Japanese color scheme, but it's actually not. But yeah. This here is a GAN Air SM. It is actually really badly messed up because I used it a crap ton. And it is also missing a center cap, unfortunately. This is a Use in Little Magic, same one as this one, just in black. This cube is okay, and I used it as my backup main for a long time. This is a Chi Sail W. I got this in a trip to San Diego, and I actually did use it as my main for like a week when I thought my cube broke. This is a Volk Elite. This was my main back in like 2020, but now it's really bad because I overlooped it and haven't cleaned it out. This is a GAN 356X. This was the cube I used at my first competition, and I think it's still pretty good. I'd still possibly use this today if I still enjoyed it, but this was the first cube that I used, and it also brought me all the way down to sub 13. This is a Moyu Meilong. I got this for free. Nothing special about that. This is an original Volk 3. I'm very blessed to have this now because Volk 3s, or the Volk lineup, is now discontinued. So the fact that I have an original Volk, I think, is pretty cool. This is a Moyu Weilong GTS 3M. This cube was the cube that brought me down to sub 12 and was also my main for a pretty long time. This cube is a Cosmic Use in Little Magic. Sorry guys. This cube was a Cosmic Use in Little Magic, and I used this cube to round sub 11, almost sub 10. This cube here is a Moyu MF3RS3 Maglev, so this is the 2021, or this is the RS3M 2021, so it's not the 2020, but this cube I used for a pretty long time. I used this at my second ever comp, and then this cube brought me down to sub 10. This here is a RS3 2020. This is just another cube that I got for free because big order. This is currently my backup main, a Angstrom RS3 Super, standard edition, unfortunately. But yeah, I actually really do enjoy this cube and would probably use it if it did have bulk ore. But yeah, I really do like this cube a lot, and it's really good for its price. And then my current main, X-Man Tornado version 3. I have this with the YoCube setup with Compound 10, and I've been using this for a while. This cube was the cube that brought me down to where I am now, at around mid 8. And this here is a mini Volk. Alright, 4x4s. I have 4 4x4s, and I believe most of them are Chi, or somewhere around there. Half of them are. So this is a Chi-1, I believe it's called. This is my first ever 4x4. Its cube sucks, mainly because I kind of ruined it myself. But this cube is the cube I learned how to solve 4x4 on, and I believe I got to around sub 2 on this. This here is a Chi Wuchue. I use this cube. This brought me down to around sub 115, actually. This is basically the cube that I started getting more better at, I guess, but now it's kind of just bad. I believe it's also missing a piece or something's broken. I'm not sure, but this cube was really good for its time. This is my backup main, a Yushin Little Magic. It's kind of bad. mainly just because it's just a budget cube and it's also a bit slow and just old. But this cube actually brought me down to around sub 55. And now for my current main, the YJ-MGC. This cube, I have no idea what I put in it. It's a mixture of a bunch of Speed Cube Shop lubes and a bunch of cubicle lubes. But this cube, I now am average around 45 on it. And yeah, this is my current main. So 5x5s, I have two 5x5s. This is my current backup main. This is also my first magnetic 5x5. I actually used to have three 5x5s, but my original Cyclone Boys G5, unfortunately, the core broke because it got thrown on the ground. So this is my only backup cube. It's a Yushin Little Magic. It's very budget, but this cube brought me down to, I think, around, like, maybe sub 2? Almost sub 2? I don't even know. But this cube brought me down a pretty good margin from when I first got it. So, yeah. And then here is my current main, the YJ-MGC. This cube, it has Pro Shop set up, and I really love this cube. It's really great. I currently average around sub 135 to sub 140, somewhere in between there. I'm currently wanting to get faster on this, but yeah. Alright, so I'm going to do 6x6 and 7x7 together, starting off with 6x6. My current backup main is the YJ-MGC. I've had this cube since 2020, and this cube brought me all the way down to around sub 430, but it is a bit big in my hands, and it pops a lot. And my current main is the Aoshi Worm. This cube I currently average sub 330 to sub 320 on, and I also got a bunch of sub 3 singles on it. It's really, really good. It doesn't pop nearly as much and is a lot better for my hands. Now, 7x7, basically the same thing, except I actually got this 7x7 in November, and I never really used it much just because it was way too big for my hands, and just wasn't very good in my opinion, and it did pop a couple times, but yeah, my backup main was an MGC, and then my current main is a Moyu Alfu Worm. Again, cube is amazing, barely pops on me. I currently average around sub 630 to sub 6. Somewhere around there. I don't really practice 7x7 at all, or I haven't done a solve in like almost a month, so I think my last solve was a Bruin Cube Day, so I don't even know anymore, but yeah. Alright, starting off with the Minxes. I currently have 3 Mega Minxes. This is a Shangxiao, this is a Chi something, Chi Hang, or something like that. Chi Hong, or Chi Hang, something like that, and then this is an X-Men Galaxy version 2. Unfortunately, it's even worse with Pure Minxes, where I only have 2. This is an original Shangxiao. It's really slow, really bad. And then this is my current main, an X-Man Bell version 1. You could probably tell that I don't do Pure Minx, but honestly, I might want to get into it a little bit. Now that I've actually competed in it again, and I've maybe wanted to consider learning L4E. So any Pure Minx users, give me some tips, please. I would appreciate that. Alright, now for Skewb. I have 3 Skewbs. This is my first Skewb. I think it's a Chicheng, something like that. I don't even know what it is, but it has ball bearings, and it was my first, well, actually my second Skewb. I actually had an original Chi Skewb, but that broke, so this, yeah. And then I have my backup main, which is an X-Men Wingy. I mained this cube for over 5 years, so I've definitely had a lot of good memories on this cube, but it doesn't compare to my current main, which is a GAN Skewb Enhanced. I currently average around sub 6 on Skewb, and I'm hoping to get faster in the future. So for clock, this is a new addition compared to every other year. I only have 1 clock, and I probably will have 1 clock for a while. I use a Chi clock, obviously best clock on the market. I don't really see why there's any other good clock, but I currently average around sub 7-ish, sub 8, sub 7, I don't even know. Alright, and now for everyone's favorite event, Square One. So my first one is an X-Man Volt version 1. This cube brought me down to around sub 30, and this cube was also the cube I got my first sub 30 on as well. This is the Yushin Little Magic. This cube I actually got my first sub 10 on, I believe, or something like that, and I also actually dropped my time down to a 639 on this. Here is an older cube. This was in X-Men Volt version 2. I got my first sub 5 on this, and I really enjoyed this cube. Here is my first MGC. The core is heavily broken, as you can see from this and just the rattling, but this cube was honestly okay. It brought me down to around sub 13, I think. And then this cube is currently my backup main, or kind of my backup main. The cube did break at Mountains Open Up while I was warming up, which is really unfortunate, but I'll probably replace it with this one. This is an Angstrom MGC, currently in my backup main, and actually really good cube. This cube also got me to around sub 11 to sub 10. And then here's my current main, the Derpy Cuber MGC. This is the cube that I got my first sub 10 official square one average in, and I currently average around 8 to 9 seconds. Okay, so to save time on this video, I'm going to be showing every other cube kind of just bundled up together because I want to make sure this cube isn't like 20 minutes. Okay, so here are all of my non-WCA puzzles. So starting off with my favorite one is the Chi 2x2x3. Probably just because it kind of turns like a square one, I guess, but this cube is definitely my favorite. I also have a Fisher cube, I have an Ivy cube, I have a Rubik's Edge, basically a Rubik's version of a super floppy, because it can turn like that, and this is okay. And then I have two dollar store cubes. I wanted to make a, I don't remember what it's called, a Siamese cube somewhere, it's like that, but I never got to it. This is a cube that my 6th grade math teacher gave me, because I don't know, I guess she just gave it to me, but yeah, this cube is probably one of my most prized possessions, just because of the, you know, it's in a box, it's a Rubik's cube, it was given to me, so yeah. And then here are, oh, actually, I have 3 mirror cubes. This one is broken. I used this as a little fake tripod for a while. This is my other Shengsha one. This is the smooth, this is definitely by far like the smoothest cube in my collection that's non-magnetic. And then this is my current mirror cube main. Here is a Rubik's Impossible, Rubik's Snake, 36 count, I believe. And then I have my mini 3x3s here. I have this thing, this orb ball, and then here are 2 fidget cubes, or it's a fidget cube, and then an infinity cube. Yeah, I believe that's it. Oh, I also have this one, too, that turns into that, but then goes into like a 2x2 looking thing. So, yeah. So, realizing that I didn't count my fidget cube, it's actually 67 puzzles and toys and whatever it is, I don't even know. But yeah, 67 total. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.